So if NCR comes at you, and it will, pray you're ready. I promise you, our situation's reversed, I'd see you hang.
No, don't kill him. Insult Securitrons. No. That day is not likely to come. Oh, the day when this situation's reversed.
And yeah, I guess that would be.
Wow, this implies that you really hate the NCR.
It's not really necessarily implying that you hate the NCR. It's that you're showing that you have.
I mean, a lot of these options. I mean.
No, it's showing that you have confidence in what you're doing. That you're not going to let a general just talk you down for the sake of talking.
I mean, I am still crouching in front of him, though.
And invisible.
But I'm also glowy, and he can see the glowy. So could that other guy. Well, no, but then he couldn't, and he died.
Yeah. The glowy was exactly what hit him, and somehow that was surprising.
Fine. Come on, men. We're moving out.
You did it. You reasoned them away.
It left a bad taste in my mouth, though.
Super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. I didn't want to make a big deal about this until after we won, but, well, I found some code snippets in one of Mr. House's databanks that will let me, reprogram my personality to be a little more assertive, basically. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and it's going to take me a while, so it'll seem like I'm offline. But don't worry, everything will be okay. I've updated the Securitron's targeting parameters, so they know what to do. Vegas will be protected. So that's where I'll be. Off making a few changes. And I guess I'll see you around. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.
Groping that person.
So is he going to be the villain now?
The courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave wasteland was forever changed. The courier, with the aid of Yes Man, drove both the Legion and the NCR from Hoover Dam, securing New Vegas's independence from both factions. With Mr. House out of the picture, part of the Securitron army was diverted to the ending to keep order. Any chaos on the streets was ended. Quickly. Chaos became uncertainty, then acceptance with minimal loss of life. New Vegas assumed its position as an independent power in the Mojave. Supporting the ideals of independence, the courier was recognized as the woman responsible for a truly free New Vegas. She ensured that Mr. House's tyranny was broken, and that neither Caesar's Legion nor NCR would ever gain control over New Vegas.
Though some super mutants in Nightkin continued to journey to the legendary Utopia, they found little trace of its existence. Some eventually found their way to Jacobstown, but many wandered off into the wastes, confused and disheartened.
Still grappling with self-doubt over his usefulness in the face of old age, Raoul was never able to find peace with himself. Eventually, he left the Mojave and assumed a new name, as he had done so many times before.
Though the wasteland became anarchic after Hoover Dam, the Boomers' display of power dissuaded fortune seekers from attempting to penetrate Nellis.
After the courier ensured New Vegas remained free, the followers found that independent Vegas was even more unstable and violent than before. Old Mormon Fort became excessively burdened by the influx of patients.
There's a minimal loss of life.
To provide even the most basic of services.
With New Vegas's independence formally declared, Good Springs thrived. More travelers stopped by Good Springs on their way to and from the Strip, and the locals grew prosperous from the traffic.
Cass lived to see the courier bring down 3 armies, and by her count, that was 3 more than she'd expected. She kept quiet about that, though.
The Kings retained their control of Freeside, and while they continued to favor the needs of locals, they tolerated the citizens of the defeated NCR.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Though NCR was withdrawing from the region, Boone remained in New Vegas, finding work as a security guard and caravan scout along the highways. While he might have preferred rejoining his old unit, Boone couldn't bring himself to abandon the city where he'd met his wife.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
Armed with a wide array of improvised explosives and stolen weapons, the Vault 19 powder gang tormented the Mojave wasteland for years. Citizens of the NCR were favorite targets, and they always suffered the worst fate.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Prim with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them.
Although they performed admirably during NCR's defense of Hoover Dam, the Rangers fell into decline soon after. With Hanlon's plot against the occupation exposed and Oliver denounced for losing Hoover Dam, many Rangers were greeted coldly on their return home. Few openly blamed the Rangers for Hanlon's treachery, but public and political support for the military as a whole quickly dwindled.
And so the Courier's Road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
Okay, so what I think happened was that it loaded the wrong camera for that, and it loaded the camera behind you instead of the camera that's supposed to focus on the screen.
For a minute, I thought that was just you were just watching a casual slideshow, which I guess is what it has to be now. Is that we were watching a slideshow about themselves. So what do you think?
So how positive is the ending for the NCR version?
I don't know. It's been a long time. But the ending wasn't bad. It just it's ups and
I'm wondering
downs.
how you can make it so that the followers aren't so strained for resources.
Yeah, I mean, it clashes with what the rest of it said, that it was a fairly peaceful
Yeah.
overturn.
But even with that, they said they should be well beyond their temporary shortage by then.
Well, I guess they point out they were already stretched thin when this happened.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, in the end of the conversation, though, it says, you should have gotten us past our shortage.
Well, that they would in the near future. I don't know. Why the melancholy music?
Because they can't play Ain't That a Kick in the Head?
They could.
No, they can't. We made it not happen now.
I mean, that hasn't always stopped them. No, that was Fallout New Vegas. A bit of an ending, I feel, but...
Yeah, I don't necessarily think the ending was
I do wish we
awesome.
could have been a bit more peaceful with the NCR, because they seem like reasonable people.
Yeah, I don't like that you have to go violent if you want the independent.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, that you had to be against the NCR if you're not with them.
Yeah.
You can't just leave them be.
It's... I don't know. I feel like there should have been a couple more options, basically, on a couple of those.
I mean, there were a lot of options. I like that. There wasn't just a good, neutral, bad ending. There were 4 factions you could side with, one of them just being yourself. We're the Queen of Vegas now, I guess?
I guess so.
I think it's more like an empress, because we maintain it through military power. Is that the difference between an empire and a kingdom?
I don't know the exacts of all of that.
It does make her a cowgirl.
I do, however, think that the way I visualize that the character we have with Lee didn't quite mesh with the way that it says that it would happen.
Or maybe it means they weren't quite well, no. It doesn't really mention how they managed it. It says how everyone else fared. It didn't even mention the Legion, which is kind of funny to me.
The Legion. Oh, Legion is dead. That is the story.
I mean, I guess they exist off somewhere else still. But...
I mean, you killed off 2 of their leaders during this stretch,
I killed, like, their...
Actually, you killed...
I killed...
Bopus and Kota, you killed Caesar,
Something
you
Phoenix.
killed... Yeah, you killed that guy. You
I
killed
killed
all
a
of the
few-
people who were trying to crucify people that you came across, and then you
killed-
killed the new leader.
And I killed everybody in Caesar's camp. But no, that
Except
guy...
the dogs, because the dogs were fine.
Yeah, which is... It's his dog's camp now.
Yeah. There's going to be, in the next one, there's going to be a faction of wolves when it comes back to New Vegas.
Yeah, it's Caesar's dog. It's the Legion, but they don't actually. They just chill. They don't do anything really.
Yeah.
They're just
They're
dog.
just friends. Sidon. Yeah. It's a special energy, water energy card.
Yes, and it goes at you.
It's pretty scary.
These are slow credits.
They're very slow.
Oh. Would you like to load a save prior to the battle? Or go to the main menu?
Have other things we can do now.
Oh, are we still playing?
No, I mean, like, we have other games
Oh.
we can play now. Finish. Let's start from the top. Oh, did it glitch and read your...
See, now we can listen to it with better music. So yeah, that was the video game. This is
Oh, I can't let it scroll while using other things. I was gonna look something up, but I can't.
Of the 2 Fallout games I'm familiar with, this is my favorite.
Yeah, well, let me scroll. There's no way to scroll faster. So there's no way to get back through the credits. Rip video game.
Oh.
What was I gonna do?
So what next?
Oh, they have a new game
Oh, Knights of the Old Republic.
called... Here it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would look at Wikipedia.
The Outer Worlds.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you should. Here, I'll show you.
Can you play as a bird?
It looks kind of
Fallout.
really similar to where this went.
It's not out yet.
Yeah. But it looks pretty promising. And it doesn't have the controversies tied to Bethesda for it. So, when this comes out next year, we might play this.
Unless it's delayed.
True.
In which case, it might not be next year.
Next year.
Ooh.
Look, it's all like...
It's more colorful than Fallout.
Yeah, it's more sci-fi, fantasy. A little bit more futuristic in some ways.
Less apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Better... Spess.
And so, at some point, I think, since you like...
Is that guy Outer Worlds?
No.
Oh.
That guy's Outer Worlds.
Oh.
But since you said you liked New Vegas the most, this is Obsidian Entertainment, the half that did that part of the games.
Just all Bethesda's engine.
Yeah, and so instead this is... Which, to be fair, will mean this game may not be as good in the goofy sense.
That playthrough ended in the most Bethesda way.
By being glitched up.
Yeah, your mic fell over.
Well, that probably made a loud noise then. Why did you do that?
Because you left the cable on the floor.
Well, I can't delete the cable, dude.
Yeah, you can.
No, because then it won't work.
Oh.
The Outer Worlds.
Can't buy it yet.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put it on my wish list, so when it comes
can't.
out, I can get an alert. So, next.
I'd like some pound cake.
You don't even want to play that game.
No, I don't.
Alright, so let's look at the schedule. So, do that. Today is the 8th, which means Cataclysm for me is over in 3 days. Well, I was going to, but I didn't really know what it was that I was going to be able to do as far as